Which is obviously problematic to Sassy like me. I'd love to see Saskatchewan put. We actually will put 2 years of Agri-Food program, and I wanted to go for the 3 people this year. Sadly, we lost in the final, so works right. Uh,
And thank you guys so much for coming out, and welcome to Regina. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mandy. Thank you so much. It's great to be here in Regina. Of course, FCC is proud to call Regina home with our headquarters here. So, Jesse, I've been following Startup TNT for a few years now. Great to see all the work you're doing. But for everyone else, what is Startup TNT? What have you been up to? Give us the
Well, here it is up on screen. This is a bit of the story by the numbers. And if those that don't know, TNT stands for Thursday Night Tradition. That's where it all started up in Edmonton. Oh, we got a train coming by here locally. The work of the agri-food sector in Regina never stops.
Never ends.
Yes. But and just like that, we never stop meeting up. We actually in Edmonton, they've been going continuously every single week for over 300 weeks up in Edmonton. So that's exciting. We do it here across the prairies. But what we also do is we run a program called the Investment Summit. That's what you're here for. We've done that over 46 times, not including the 4 that we're doing here now. So we're going to hit that 50 mark, over 18 million, almost 18 million invested. If you include the investors that are coming in this time around, we have over 500 investors now and over 110 companies that are funded. So those are some really impressive numbers, I think.
Super impressive. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Jesse, look at hearing at the slide, there's a lot of logos there. tell us about some of the people behind that and what that's meant to you to be part of their journey.
Yeah, I got to be a part of this actually. 4 years tomorrow is my 4-year anniversary, so I'm really excited about that. Thank you, thank you. And yeah, we started investing just before I started working with TNT, so I've got to be a part of this. And what I love about seeing those logos is the stories behind them, right? The mentorship, the hundreds of hours of due diligence that the investors did to come up with a great deal to help that company prepare to raise additional investment from other investors, to find them customers, to find them employees. Sometimes our investors even end up becoming employees with the companies. All of those stories, all of those connections don't happen unless we get people in a room, we get them talking, we get them connecting, and that's what it's about at TNT. It's not just about the money, it's about building relationships. It's about having fun and making friends.
Love it.
Yeah. All right. When you think about angel investing though, Louis, what do you think about, because you've been around this world for a little while.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think every time we talk to early stage founders, one of the universal questions we get or problems we hear about is availability of capital. FCC is doing a lot of the industry is doing a lot. We've supported 22 different venture funds. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But there's a stage before that that's often a missing gap, and angels play a critical part in that of bringing availability of capital to early stage founders. There's also a lot of people I think who would really like to get involved in early stage investing, and they don't really know how to find those companies or where the opportunities are. So a forum like this that's got really thorough due diligence and a great opportunity for investors to get involved is just such a great add to the ecosystem.
Absolutely. Canada needs more investment now more than ever. And we have been hearing about problems in the agri-food sector for a little while. And so when we thought about, why we should bring angel investing to this program, one of the things that we kept hearing is that there are not nearly enough early stage investors in agri-food that actually understand the industry, that come from the industry, that have been successful in the industry previously, and can actually help these companies, not just with money, but with navigating the difficult path to commercialization, to getting this product into market, and really doing all of those things, right? And we needed more of those angel investors.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. And companies more need investment. They also need more than just investment. I think, there's a great opportunity for local investors to invest in local companies and bring both their capital and their connections and understanding.
Absolutely. And we believe, and that's why FCC is proud to support us, although I'll let him speak for himself here in a minute, that we want to help grow companies here in Canada, help them scale globally, but have them still be right here in Canada, built here from Canada, and growing this great country. So yeah, I put words in your mouth there a little bit, but why don't you tell us why FCC is supporting this program and what you're doing kind of to support the industry overall?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I think we've got a few slides here. So FCC, for anyone who doesn't know, is proud to be 100% invested in supporting the Canadian ag and food industry. We've been around for a long time, primarily as a senior lender, lending to farmers and agribusinesses on a conventional lending basis. But more recently, we have launched FCC Capital. So FCC, this is the direct investment equity side of FCC, and we're really expanding FCC's roles to drive innovation and impact in the Canadian agriculture food system. So how do we do that? 3 ways. First is indirect investing. So we have committed over 650 million to 22 different venture and private equity funds who are actively deploying capital into companies in the ag and food sector. So through that, we have more than 80 indirect investments in ag and food companies. So pretty impressive.
Wow. Yes, very impressive.
We're going to have some connection back to Canadian agriculture. So the second way, which is even newer yet, is our direct investing strategy. So FCC is actually directing directly into companies more at that later stage, following on from really sort of leading institutional investors to provide that next phase of capital. And then the third way we're doing this is with value creation. So we have an innovation farm network, and we're supporting accelerators and incubators. And maybe we can go to the slides to show a bit more color.
Yeah, we got some really incredible funds. Actually, a few of these are co-investors of ours, and actually friends and VC friends of ours. So this is a pretty diverse and incredible lineup you've got here, Louis.
Absolutely, yeah. And then some of these we've had multiple investments with, and as you can see, ranging from very early stage right through to later stage private equity. So
Yeah, and then there's this really incredible map. You're working across the country to do some work to help not just on the investment side, but on the commercialization side and some of that early stage stuff as well. Hey.
Absolutely. So companies, in addition to capital, generally need support on advice, business mentorship, connections, and further value creation. So when we look at across the map, we're really wanting to support these Canadian groups who are doing great things on acceleration, incubators, and then the Innovation Farm Network, as well as Startup TNT, who are, of course, providing this angel syndicate system to add a bit more capital into the early stage innovation ecosystem.
Yeah, we're really proud to be a part of this awesome network. So for those interested in the agri-food sector, you want to learn more, Louis would be happy to talk to you.
Come say hi.
Yeah, come say hi. There's lots of ways to get involved. But we are very thankful to not just have FCC as our Powered by sponsor, but also have some amazing partners and sponsors that make our summit and our program as a whole work. Of course, our best friends forever, Natural Products Canada, McKercher, MNP, and Ag in Motion. You're going to hear from all four of these folks here tonight. Our VC friends at Ag Capital Canada and Tallgrass. They've really helped out with education and some due diligence behind the scenes. And click through. There you go. And here's really too many for me to just name them all. But this is, as you know, if you're in the sector, these are some really incredible organizations, as well as some local folks here in Regina that have helped make tonight possible. So thank you so much. Let's give a round of applause for all our partners and sponsors making this all possible.
Great. So,
Yes.
Jesse, what are we doing here tonight? What is the TNT Agri-Food Summit? How does it work? Run us through it.
Yes. So people often show up at the finale and they're like, oh, you made this decision. How did you pick that based on that pitch? Yada, yada. Well, it's like, this is because this is not just a pitch competition. This is a deal screening process. And this started weeks, if not months ago, when you see that first step there. Investors first started with putting the money in before they even saw the applications.
Wait a minute. So let's get this clear. So investors come along,
Yeah.
they write a check.
Yes.
No idea yet what that's going into.
Yes, they're just like, I think Startup TNT is going to go out and they're going to find some really awesome companies for me to invest in, and I trust that process.
That's amazing. Says a lot about the quality of the due diligence process. Yeah.
And also the trust that the investors believe that there are really great companies here in Canada. They know they're out there. We've been consistently able to find them, and you're going to get to see what we're finding here tonight, which is really exciting. But over the last 6 weeks, those investors, they're the ones making the decision. I should say I am one of those investors. I do have a vote, but it's not just me making the decision. It is a whole group. Some of them are here tonight. Some of them are watching online and have been participating remotely. They're diversified across Western Canada, but they've gone through all these steps. These companies have been through so much to get here. They had to go through hours and hours of meetings and putting together data rooms. It's a lot of work to bring us here to the finale night.
So here we are. End of the 6-week period. I'm sure the companies are ready to be at this final point. Very excited to be here. Who made it? Who are the top 5?
Right. Yeah. Well, if you joined us just a few weeks ago for the top 19 pitch night, you might have seen them pitch. But if you didn't, this is our exciting 5 finalist lineup. We have the full gamut of the agri-food sector, I like to say, because we've got companies like ApiSave working in bee health. You got SomaDetect in the dairy industry, Next Planet taking food to Mars with the Canadian Space Agency, Tree Track reforesting this planet, and Vegain, which is taking plant-based protein to a whole other level. And you can even taste their product because they brought some samples here for you. Those watching online, you're missing out. There's some very tasty samples here.
Good. I had some after lunch. It was good.
Yes. So we're going to see all these companies pitch tonight. And I think you're going to be pretty impressed. And we've got a bit of an agenda here.
All right. So we got 5 pitches, 4 minutes each to pitch. There's going to be 2 minutes of Q&A. And everyone in the room here tonight and also listening in on the live stream, when you're watching these pitches, think about this. What's your connection to these companies? Is there an avenue for connections, partnerships, customers, people? This is more than just a pitch competition. As Jesse mentioned, it's about building a community around these innovation ecosystems. So that takes all of us. And if you think there's a way you might be able to support or connect with these companies, keep that in mind.
Absolutely. They're going to have their contact info up on their slide decks for those watching online. And if you're here in person, please find them during the deliberation break. Because after these pitches are over, we're going to go deliberate. We're going to come back and we're going to announce a winner live on stage that's going to walk away with at least $100,000 of investment, if not more. And we could have side deals. That's really exciting too. I really hope that we do. And I have a strong feeling we will. But after tonight's pitches, we do have some after parties going on. If you're watching online, you can join our friends in Edmonton and Calgary at those two locations to hang out in person. But if you're here in Regina with us, please join us over at Vic's Tavern. And if you'd like to donate to both either the tab for the after party or for tonight, we are a nonprofit. We do offer an open bar and free food here as part of our programming. But we love those that are capable of contributing more. If you're able to, please contribute, and we'll give you a shout out if you want. You don't have to. Just put that in the message on the e-transfer there to cheers@startuptnt.com. All right. I think that's everything. Yes.
Let it begin.
Let's begin. All right. All right. So throughout the night, we're going to have some co-hosts coming up. And our first co-host of the evening is Darren Boulding. And the Q&A after is actually going to be facilitated by me. So Darren, welcome Darren from Natural Products Canada. Come on. Yes. Round of applause.
Thanks, Jesse.
Darren, you've been here to Regina a few times. You've been a part of this program for a little while. Why does Natural Products Canada love supporting the Agri-Food program?
Oh, I mean, it's a perfect fit for us. We support innovations in the biological sector, and a lot of the companies we support are from ag and food. So absolutely totally fit, and angel investment is key.
And what are the type, when you say support these companies, what is Natural Products Canada actually doing to support the, natural products of Canada, biological products?
Well, the three things we do is provide advice, connections, and money. So connections is a big part of us. We're always trying to connect companies to investors, accelerators, et cetera. And we have non-dilutive funding we provide for tech development. And we have a venture capital fund called Nadera that supports late seed to Series A.
Well, that sounds like you're doing a lot of really great work, and we really appreciate all the support you have. And people should definitely get in touch with you. But let's get this show on the road. You know this company well. Tell us a little bit about our first presenter of the evening.
Well, this company I've known for 5 years. I've known them really well. They're about saving the bees. Why are bees important? Well, bees are critical for our food supply. Without bees, we wouldn't have much of our food because the plants require bees to pollinate them. So this company has a solution to keep those pests from killing those bee colonies. So I want to introduce ApiSave, and please welcome Russ Crawford.
Woo. Woo, woo.
Thank you, Darren. I find if I stand over in front of this part of the slide, it disappears. I'll try and keep moving. Darren, thank you for the introduction, and a special thanks to NPC. They've been great partners for us all along. And Jesse and Louis, thank you on behalf of the 39 companies that started this adventure. We appreciate everything you guys are doing for all of us. So I speak for the whole group and express our appreciation. Thank you very much. I'm going to stand over here so you can see most of the screen. All right, so let's get started. So ApiSave is an ag biotech company. Our mission is to save bees. You say, well, okay, that's already gone too far. Touch it light. Okay. So bees are responsible for 70% of the food supply that we eat. Without bees, we would suffer a severe critical food crisis. And so what's happening is that as bees are suffering from problems in terms of them dying, we would end up only surviving for about 4 years without them. So bees are critical to humans as well. So what's causing the problem? People seem to be aware that there's a problem and bees are dying, but you don't know the nature of it. It's called colony collapse. And 10 years ago, this graph shows that collapse was somewhere between 20 and 40%. That was annual failure of beehives around the world. And that, as you can see, that trend has continued to grow up as high as 62% in the United States this past year. So it's a serious and growing problem. costing beekeepers about $500 million a year to replace those hives. But the bigger loss is in crop production. We're losing hundreds of billions of dollars of crop production every year because their bees aren't there to either pollinate the crops, or they're weaker and they're not doing as good of a job. What's causing the problem? Well, the chemicals and the chemical synthetic drugs that the beekeepers used to provide health to those colonies is failing. At one point in time, as recently as 2017, it was working quite well, but it's gradually gotten weaker and weaker. And essentially, bugs have figured it out, and they're developing antimicrobial resistance to these antibiotics, and it's failing. So we're down to a level of 40% of efficacy. Beekeepers are still buying these products because they have no other alternative, but they need some kind of a breakthrough. They need something to change things, and the bees need our help as well. ApiSave is that breakthrough. This is a plant-based extract that we've discovered that works extremely well in resolving some of the problems affecting bee health. It affects, it is 99.98% effective against bacteria and bees. It's called foul brood. And it also is 84% effective against varroa mites. And these are little pests that get on the bees and literally suck the life out of them. This is responsible for about 1/3 of bee deaths. Let's skip to this one first. So this is the traction of our company. In the past year, we've had some excellent success. We've got a patent for our process. We've got letters of intent from customers. We've got 2 letters of intent from the bee distributors. These are the companies that sell to the beekeepers, and they're very interested in what we're doing because the products they have now aren't working very well. We have had very successful field trials, and now we're working on scaling up production. So in North America, there's about 6.2 million hives, and the beekeepers spend about $240 million a year on bee health supplements. Globally, there's 100 million hives, and the market is $4.8 billion. It's a big market. So we have 2 products. The first one is a veterinary health product. You'll see on the top half of the line is our regulatory path. We're really close to getting regulatory approval. I mean, days, maybe a week or 2 weeks. It's Health Canada, I can't tell you. But we're real close. And that's going to open doors for us to start marketing the product. We're working on scaling up our production, and we hope to launch in Q4 of 2025, followed by Mexico and then the United States shortly after. Once you get approval in one country, the others tend to come along with that. We'll move into Australia and New Zealand later on in 2026. The other product is going to take a little longer. You can see the regulatory story is a much longer part of this whole pathway. We're still working on field trials. We're going to do that this year. We're upping our rate. I told you 84%. We're going for 95% control, and we think we know how to do that. But we have to do field trials in various countries, and then we'll start making application in all of Mexico, US, and Canada at the same time. Whichever one comes out first, that's where we're going to start. But we'll find that once you get one, the others start to fall into place. But that's really more of a Q6 or a Q4 2026 timeline. And then we'll start moving the products. This is one of our secret weapons is our team. We have a really strong group of experienced scientists and ag people, but a lot of brilliant minds in this group. I often say I'm the dumbest guy in the room whenever we get together. It's the truth. These guys are smart. We're a really strong team. We're asking for $500,000 in this round. We're going to use that for continued field trials, our scale-up production, and our IP expansion. It's not a lot of money. We're trying to minimize dilution. That's important to us. I'll explain how that works. Last go around 2022 to 2024, we raised about $1.1 million through government funding. So that was non-dilutive funding, and we spent $125,000 of our money, and that unlocked that $1.1 million of funding. This year, 2025 to 2026, our target is about $750,000. Our share of that is going to be about $90,000. So that's an 8 times leverage of our investor money. It's a very successful way to use your money effectively. And so we don't need as much from investors. We access the programs that are available. So in summary, this is a game-changing natural product. We're on a noble mission to save the bees. We have promising test results, strong market interest, and broad IP. But there's a little bit more to it than that. Is this a 10-bagger investment? Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind that this is a strong investment, but there's a little bit more to it. I got a little choked up on this one. This is from my granddaughter. She likes what we're doing. And we're doing this for our kids and our grandkids. That's part of what this story is all about. Thank you very much. I'll answer any questions now.
All right, thanks, Russ. Thank you very much. You're gonna shift over there for me. Great job. Originally, John, who was leading your due diligence, wanted to be here, but he couldn't. He sent $100 to the bar tab. Shout out, John, watching on the live stream. So there you go. First shout out for us tonight. But yeah, just one quick question. When you talk about commercialization, right, and actually getting this product to the market, how are you going about doing that? Are you making this yourself? Are you working with other distributors, other people already working in the industry? What does that look like?
We're basically research guys. We're not business builder guys. So we're outsourcing all of that.
Okay.
Our idea is to find a contract manufacturer to manufacture it. Initially, we're going to develop a product and get it on the market. We're working collaboratively with a couple of bee distributing companies, Andermatt and Vita Europe. And they're very interested in what we're doing and working with us. So our goal is to just get that far and then exit from the market.
Well, you're doing some amazing work, and you said you're doing it for the next generation. So we appreciate, we salute you. Thank you so much, Russ, for kicking us off. Cheers. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks so much, Russ.
All right.
All right. Our next introduction is Larry Anderson at Chess Club. And Larry, thank you so much for being here. Anderson being a proud supporter of Startup TNT. Tell us a little bit about Chess Club. I'm guessing it's not a sort of a group of introverted high school kids somewhere in a room. Like, give us the lowdown on Chess Club.
What are you talking about? It exactly that. No, we are a creative agency located in Saskatoon, but how we got involved with Startup TNT is because our CEO and my business partner, Sherry Behill, is one of the few female angel investors part of this summit. And we consider that disruptive attitude. And we're just here to support that and any startups that want to disrupt the market.
So great to hear. All right. Who are you introducing today?
Well, I'm introducing some people that have a drink, a protein drink that I can chug comfortably in front of a cow and not feel bad about it. So Melissa and Eden.
There's a real possibility around here just for.
And if there was a cow in the room, I would chug it in front of it. Okay. So Melissa and Eden, please come up here from Vegain.
Oh, you need another one? Oh, you got it.
And I think there's a clicker kicking around somewhere too. Might need that. Thank
Leave her in charge.
you.
Clicker.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Melissa.
And I'm Eden, and we're the founders of Vegain.
70% of people are lactose intolerant, yet the #1 selling sports nutrition supplement in the world is whey protein, a dairy byproduct, making the experience uncomfortable, to say the least, for the majority of the population, and plant-based options haven't kept up. We're the first to admit that before us, vegan protein kind of tastes like dirt. At Vegain, we make 100% plant-based products that outperform the competition on every level, including taste, texture, macros, and efficacy. We do this by making high quality, highly differentiated products that stand in a league of their own, which is why we're the top choice of athletes like top UFC fighters and the Vancouver Warriors pro lacrosse team.
We had the most successful CPG launch our 3PL has seen in over 15 years of business. We did over 2,000 orders in 24 hours. We honestly thought our Shopify store got hacked. In our first year, we did $140,000 in revenue. We over doubled that in our second year, despite being sold out of our key SKUs for 7 months of that year. This year so far, we've already tripled that, and all of this without any external capital, being fully bootstrapped and no marketing spent.
And now we're launching our most innovative product yet, Surge. This patent-pending formula is North America's first and only clear vegan protein isolate. So think more refreshing and light like a juice and not thick and heavy like a milkshake, but still with 25 grams of clean, easy digesting, Canadian-grown protein per serving. It's a major disruptor in protein and functional beverages. The market opportunity for this is huge. Vegain sits at the intersection of 3 different markets: vegan nutrition, sports nutrition, and functional beverages. And the 3 together total over $400 billion in market worth by 2033.
So why us? We are not, we have been doing this for 2 years. This is not a concept. We have a first mover advantage that are poised to take over the nutrition space by storm. We have a cult following, a 55% repurchase rate, and we are built for scalability. We have strong unit economics with 60 to 70% margins, gross margins, with 25% distributed margins, again, with the ability to scale up significantly as we scale. We have a multi-channel sales strategy focusing predominantly on our Shopify store, Amazon, Canada, and the US, and I've just signed on with national distribution in Canada as well.
So we have secured national distribution and have just received a purchase order for over $900,000, which will yield over $250,000 in profits for us. And we have forecasted revenues for over $5 million in the next 12 months in Canada alone. This forecast doesn't even include our Surge Clear Protein ready-to-drink beverage, for which we've received expressions of interest from thousands of points of sale across the country. And for when we do launch this into the market, we have a vast network of ambassadors and athletic partners that position us as the top choice for pro athletes across multiple disciplines. To do all of this, to achieve it all, we are raising up to $1.5 million. This is going to allow us to manufacture for this purchase order, enter mass retail nationwide, and support the retail launch with marketing and sales initiatives. So far, we have already raised over $300,000 from our customer and community on an equity crowdfunding campaign on Front Funder. These are our customers and the people who've been using and loving our products since day one. And they are the most vocal advocates for us and our super fans that make sure our product launches all go to the moon. With this and with your investment, hopefully, we will also be able to unlock a significant amount of non-dilutive capital, much of which we've already been approved for.
This isn't our first rodeo. Mel and I have launched and commercialized numerous CPG brands before with successful exits in our past. We love to surround ourselves with people who are smarter than we are. So we're inviting you to join us in changing the sports nutrition space for good. Oh, no. Yeah.
There it is. Thank you.
We do a cool flex cam at the Warriors games.
This one not working? Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah, and to ask you Q&A, I'd like to ask Niles Johnson from Startup TNT up to the front here.
So you guys mentioned you had a couple partnerships with the UFC and the Vancouver Warriors. How did you guys manage to do that? You know, I think typically they have very high endorsement fees.
Yeah.
That's a great question. Eden mentioned in the presentation that when we had those 2,000 orders, we thought we were getting scammed. About 3 months after we launched, I got an email from a UFC fighter and I thought I was getting scammed because they said, we loved your brand, we love your products, we want to partner with you. I messaged Eden and was like, someone's trying to trick me and say they want to use our products, and deleted the email, actually. I didn't know who this guy was, but Eden said, no, I know who this is. It's a real legitimate plant-based athlete in the UFC. And then we were able to partner with him. Combat sports is a small world. Pro athletics is a small world. Everybody wants that edge. So from there, we've partnered with people like Corey Sandhagen, who's a top UFC fighter. He's not vegan at all, like most of our customers, but just loves what we're doing, loves the products, and is actually one of our investors as well. As soon as we opened up, he decided to convert his equity partnership into investment and pay us instead, which is always really nice.
Super cool story. Thanks for sharing that. So starting a business in general is not easy. What is the biggest challenge you guys have faced so far?
Tough. There's a few challenges, but I mean, currently, I think our biggest challenge as a company has always been producing enough inventory to meet the demand. So far this year, we haven't had any advertising spend whatsoever. Just we want to sustain our subscribers and our current retail accounts. We want to make sure that we can fulfill those orders. So it's a good problem to have, but it's a really tough problem to have when you want to sell 10, 15, 20x what you could if you're advertising. So that's a big usage of capital, is just getting the inventory to fulfill these purchase orders and really throw some jet fuel on the fire.
That's great. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Right, let's give it up for Vegain one more time. Yeah, we can, we got all kinds of mics we got to deal with here. That's all right. So I got a co-MC. Don't forget that. All right. Wow. Definitely try one of those products if you're here live. They've got both the ready to drink cans ready to try, and I think they have some crystal powder for you to take home, and the mass gainer product. So yeah, we always love being able to put an investment in our mouth. Okay, to keep us going along, and we're going to kind of shift back from the food side to the agri side here with our friends from Ag in Motion and the man who made it all happen, Rob O'Connor, coming to the stage to join me. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, he's really amping up the ag brand here with the look tonight. You know, we went from food to ag. You've been a big supporter of ag tech. And ag innovation. You've started 2 shows now that you run, the Ag in Motion show and the Outdoor Farm show in Ontario. Tell us a little bit more about what those shows are all about and how they support innovation and technology.
Well, thanks, Jesse. So Ag in Motion and Canada's Outdoor Farm Show are the 2 largest agriculture trade shows in Canada. They're both outdoor shows, which means there's a lot of demonstrations, it's a great atmosphere for farmers and their customers, their suppliers to come and meet. And what we've really found that in that environment, what really triggers a lot of interest is obviously innovation. And so we put a lot of effort into inviting companies to bring their new products, their innovative ideas, and their concepts to the shows. So 3 years ago, we really supported the ag tech sector with the new ag tech breakfasts that we have on the Wednesday of each show. We also have special pricing for exhibitors who are from the startup type of world. And we want them to come and visit with the farmers, let the farmers know what's coming up. And obviously, hopefully, we're hoping that you'll find some new investors out of that as well.
Absolutely. And you recently partnered up with Cultivator. Their Ag Tech Accelerator program is going to be coming to Ag in Motion this year up in Saskatoon. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. For the first time ever, Cultivator is going to have their finale week in Saskatoon, and we're partnering with them on that as well.
Excellent. Well, we're really excited. And actually, I'm proud to say I have free tickets to Ag in Motion. Thanks to our partnership, I've got a whole bunch of tickets that I don't know what to do with. So if you're interested in coming to Ag in Motion with me, and last year I emceed the Ag Tech Breakfast. We're still working on whether or not I'll be upstage, but come see me on stage at Ag in Motion. It's going to be a great time just outside Saskatoon, right?
Yeah, we're at Langham, which is about a half-hour drive northwest on Highway 16.
Yeah, my hometown.
600 exhibitors and 30,000 farmers.
Wow. Yeah. Big show. And then we also have the Outdoor Farm Show in Ontario, which is really exciting. So without further ado, though, let's announce who do we have coming up next. They're definitely in the ag industry, are they not?
Yeah. So before I was in the ag event business, I actually milked cows, believe it or not. So this is perfect. So if there is a company out there that could improve cattle health and improve the quality of milk across North America, wouldn't that be interesting to know more about? So I'd love to introduce to you SomaDetect, which is a great new idea, and invite up Mr. Nicholas here now.
All right, welcome to the stage.
Thanks, everyone. Wow. Really great to be here. Thank you. So hello, everyone. My name is Nicholas, and this is SomaDetect. We provide dairy farmers actionable insights from every cow at every milking. Dairy farming is tough, and unhealthy herds produces less milk to sell. We are here to help that. With farms consolidating in the US, it's becoming exceedingly difficult for dairy farmers to monitor the health of their herd. Our 3 innovative solutions yield actionable insights in real time by recording milkings on herd health, reproduction, and nutrition. This is by far better than the current system of taking individual milk samples from every cow and sending them to the lab at the end of each month. Here's how our system works. Our imaging device is installed directly in the milk line. There are no chemicals required, no reagents, and we can install on any type of milking infrastructure. We take images of light scattering through milk and process those images using artificial intelligence in the cloud. Farmers receive a list of actionable cows, not just data, to make real management decisions on. And we have a validated business model. We charge an upfront cost for the sensor system. You need one per milking stall, as well as a monthly fee per cow for the software service. And we're ready for commercialization. We're currently servicing over 10,000 cows across 7 dairy farms in Canada and the US. We are focused on reaching our break-even number of 50,000 cows. And to do that, we've built a very strong direct-to-sales pipeline. We currently have over $27 million in there in terms of potential deal, and about $6 million right now in open deals in various stages of qualification. And we know how to get in front of farmers. So we've targeted with our direct sales team and our distribution partner, Milkrite, key regions to attack and target. What we're going to do is basically we're going to focus at home in Canada and New York State with our direct sales team. And Milkrite is helping us reach the large dairies down in the States in the Stouts. What we're doing as well is we're focusing our efforts to really get in front of different dealerships, dairy co-ops, and as well as dairy consultants and the other dairy farmers in each of these regions to identify who are the key lighthouse customers that we need to convert. All of those relationships right now are really helping break down the trust barrier between us and the farmers and really helping us get close with them. And we have proven efficacy across multiple farms. These 3 graphs represents the bulk tank somatic cell count on 3 large enterprise dairies in the US. Using Soma Sentinel, our farmers were all able to not only see the reversal of trends on their somatic cell count, but also regain control on the health of their herd. On top of that, they were able to set themselves up in order to receive and maintain their quality bonus. And that means more money in our farmer's pocket. With our technology, farmer can gain up to $15 Canadian per cow per month. That means an ROI or return on investment in as early as 6 months on the technology and the capital investment. We have a strong team and we're ready to commercialize. David, Barath, and I bring a wealth of experience in business development, artificial intelligence, and operations. We are also backed by a strong board of advisors and board of governance. And then into that group of people, we have many dairy consultants and dairy experts, as well as a good number of dairy farmers themselves. We're currently raising an additional $1.4 million to close our round. We are focused on getting in front of farmers with that money and really start closing some sales. This is SomaDetect. This is SomaDetect. This is better data for farmers, better milk for consumers, and better lives for cows. Thank you.
Amazing job. And welcome to the stage, David Yee, to do the Q&A.
Thank you very much, Jesse. I'm taking the opportunity to bring some show and tell here for everybody in the audience. So hopefully they can see that. Just some questions for Nicholas, and apologize for the wire there, Nicholas. But Nicholas, you guys have been out into the marketplace and you already have 50,000 or 10,000 cows on this. What type of messages are you getting from the producers right now with your product in their dairy parlors?
So a lot of farmers are actually using our technology to really do early detection of mastitis. So we have a farmer, for example, in Idaho. He's been using the technology for about the better part of 2 months, and even with using his first shortlist, he was able to spot 3 subclinical cows that normally he would not have detected. Like within a couple of days, he was ready to get off of that milking sampling program and really just focus on our technology in order to be able to do the diagnostics.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I noticed that actually this past month, you were actually down in the US. You were actually on a sales trip and actually taking a look and looking for your customers. What has happened in your trip? How is the marketplace responding to you as you guys are getting out there?
Well, that was a really interesting trip. So I was in Arizona visiting probably the largest dairies I've ever seen. 6,000 cows, 4,000 cows. We even met with a farmer. Out of the blue, we drop in on his farm, and when he saw the technology and heard a little bit of pitch, his eyes just lit up, and he's like, I want to use this technology on my farm. I totally see the benefit, and so we're in the process right now of doing a proposal. So out of all the farms we visited, 2 or 3 were really interested, and they were ready to jump in this technology.
Well, that's great. That's great to hear. Thank you very much, Nicholas.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Nicholas, and that. Yeah, great pitches. All right, so to introduce our next pitch, I'd like to invite Joe McGill from Acurture up here to introduce our next person. So while he's coming up, Joe, for those of you who don't know, is this is the joys of wired microphones. Yeah, we're playing.
There we go. We got it
a
working.
knitted mess up here by the end of the night. So,
That's okay.
so the way I understand it, Joe, you're basically Saskatchewan's go-to innovation and tech lawyer and super involved in the ecosystem. So what does it mean to be here for Startup TNT tonight for you?
I mean, first off, great evening. Awesome to see the pitches out tonight. Really excited about everything. My primary job, if people don't know what a startup lawyer does, at the end of the day, I tell you whether one adjective or another results in you giving up either 5% or 20% of your company. So that's our entire role. Or the other thing I end up doing is telling Jesse texting me at about 11 p.m. at night and telling him whether he should do X or do Y when it comes to term sheets. But yeah, the main thing we're here is for support. I think what I often say to people is we're here for the journey. All of you, we've got this great room full of startup founders, startups that are trying to change the world. And ultimately, we want to be in there from the ground floor, providing supports, both on the legal side, the business side, lend an ear, be available for the highs, the great fun associated with fundraising rounds, and the lows. Your co-founder's an asshole and you have to make some changes. We've dealt with everything in between. So.
Yeah, that's great to see. And you probably see a lot across the whole tech sector. How have you seen the ag tech sector develop in your eyes here?
Yeah, I mean, particularly over the last couple of years, you would think in a place like Saskatchewan, this would have been sort of embedded in the ecosystem for a while. But we've seen really a surge in the area in terms of interest in the ag tech sector, the agri-food sector. Great supports. We've talked about ecosystem partners and having some great conversations even before we got on stage here. It really takes a village, and I think a big part of it is we talk about organizations like FCC, Acurture, like others and whatnot that have been out there supporting these companies building up. And again, I think that's been a big piece of activating and motivating companies in this space.
Well, as I think we can all agree, some great companies coming through. So I'll leave it to you, introduce our next company. And then afterwards, I think we're going to have David Sullivan's going to come up to ask some investor Q&A.
Absolutely. So who's seen or read the Lorax? Yes. Okay. Hands up online. I hope you raised your hand or whatnot. You'll remember the important quote. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, things won't get better. It's not. And so imagine something more vital in this world than trees, fixing deforestation, the aftermath of forest fires, something so critical. I think everybody in this room and online likes breathing. And so it is my great pleasure to invite an awesome founder, Amir with Tree Track, who is tackling that problem. Amir?
Should be here. Good. Yeah. But they told me to stay in the circle. Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Amir. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Tree Track. In Tree Track, we're not just planting trees, we make sure that they grow. As we know, the problem, wildfire, deforestation, pests, and all those kind of diseases that destroying our beautiful forest. And we need something innovation to be able to tackle those problems. And as you see here, we are 3,000 hectares per year behind as of today. And most of those places are ham planters usually go and plant, but because of wildfire or when there is disease, they're not able to send tree planters. So aerial seeding was introduced to this industry, and they thought it's simple. Take their airplanes, their choppers, and disperse seeds. And didn't work. The results were just 5 or 10%. And also, there was monitoring systems. So scattering millions of seeds over millions of acres, who can monitor those and see the effect. So Tree Track here, we solved this problem by cost-effective solution and also seed pods that we have. So we have a reporting platform that we're working on it, and it's going to be live soon, so we can track all the impacts that we have. And also we can meet the standards, because in forestry, they need a spacing. So one of the reasons that we have more intense wildfire is they planted in the dense forest. So now we have more intense wildfire. And at the same time, we were able to keep our costs down to less than $1,000 lower there compared to hand planters. So the technology that we have, two patent pending. The first one is our seed pod. A seed pod is 99% organic, and also we have independent verified 55%. That's a project we had in a real world situation. We hired a third party and we got that number. It means the seed pod to tree ratio is 55%. And also at the same time, we have dispersal mechanisms that we can mount it to any UAV and drop seed pods one by one. So by that, we can offer different spacing for customers, and also we can track later on to see where the seed pods are dropped. The dispersal mechanism is powered by AI and machine learning. We program the drones, we study the land beforehand, and as the drone fly, it makes the call to drop the seed pods or not to drop. And the very newest one that you see over there, it's our monitoring system. There would be a platform in our website, and the customers who paid for that project, they can log in and collect data. And we are able to find plants as small as 5 centimeters for now, and improving that technology also. So reporting to customers and the number of the trees being planted over the number of the hectares, and also a species that can be identified through our software. It's a big market. Unfortunately, we're losing forests, but we're here to help. And we charge customers per hectare. And in Canada for now, we charge $2,000 per hectare. And yeah, it's big market, but not in Canada, US, globally, all around the world. They're suffering from deforestation, but Tree Track is here to help. As you see, we have a strong pipeline here. We broke it down to 5 different sectors. So what we do, we partner with First Nations. They provide land and knowledge, and then we go and source the funding, either from governments or NGOs or corporations. And we sold to pretty much all of them. We had projects with them, and all those logos you see down there are real, and either we had a project with them or we in talk with them. The sales cycle, first announcement, and yeah, we talked to the ministry months ago, Ministry first of Environment of Saskatchewan, and yeah, NGOs like Tree Canada, they supported 2 of our projects. There is another project coming up, Western Forest Product as a lumber company, and everybody just wanted to bring it up here, think that we are a competitor to hand planters, but we are not. We're about to partner with some of them. We are in the talk with them, so because we can help each other. And yeah, for the medium term, it's to have increase our sales, do more projects, get more data, and then eventually we're gonna do licensing, and the subscription model would be for our platform that I mentioned. So the customers every year they can pay subscription to access the data for the carbon offsets. And the reason we filed a patent for seed pod is to sell the seed pods. That's how we can scale. And at the same time, we can offer services to our customers also. We just started our company October 2022. Just right after 1 year, we generated revenue, very first project. And then next year, we kind of doubled it. And this year, we're in the middle of project. Last week, we were in Port Hardy. So tomorrow, we're going back to BC and then continue our projects. And as you see, there's a big rise there, and it's because of licensing and selling seed pods that we already started. Today, the ask is $2 million for our round, and we have more than $7,000 hectares in hand through our First Nation partners. So we just need to be able to deliver. So we have to hire more salespeople, CapEx, getting more drones, scale up our seed pod production. We can produce 100,000 of seed pods per day today, so we can scale it up to 1 million if we can raise the money and get more machineries. And yeah, myself, I'm a grower. I work in a PRT. I was a tree grower. And my partner, Sam, over there, the drone guy, mechanical engineering, and the rest of the team experts in mechanical engineering or plant scientists that are helping our team. And yeah, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is today. Thank you so much.
Great job. Great job, Amir. Got to get to know Amir through the due diligence process. Amir and his team, they are grinders, doing a lot of really good work with a very little bit of money. You mentioned it briefly. You said you got 55% germination on your seed. What makes your company different than everybody else that's trying to do aerial seeding?
Great question. First of all, is about the seed pod technology, like direct seeding. It's not that it's not working for many of the reasons in the forest because you have predation, you have drought, and many other reasons. So we have the seed pod technology. And then what would be the formula? So we did more than 1 million seed pods, 200 formulas from the lab, took it to the greenhouse, and then to the real world and in a commercial project. So, and also placing, we using hybrid drones. Our hybrid drones can it's burning gas like hybrid cars, so we can have longer flight times. So drones can drop seed pods one by one. So we drop seed pods one at a time, not a shower. So we offer spacing and targeting planting, and those are the reasons we have 10 times higher success rate compared to other aerial seeding companies.
Yeah, and I think it's impressive, 10 times higher germination, but also, cost competitive against your competitors in the drone space, but also, traditional tree planting. So you're not just about drones. How do you differentiate yourself amongst the competitors with the platform, the whole, beginning to end of the sales cycle that isn't just, we're going to go plant some trees?
Yeah, like the service we offer is study the land, sourcing the seed, purchasing seeds, making seed pods, deployment, and monitoring. And that monitoring will be for 10 years until the trees turn to the free growing stage. So it's a full package that we offer with just a little money, at $2,000 per hectare that I mentioned. And yeah, it's all about like scientists that working from beforehand with GIS, RS techniques, study the land. And it's not like everybody, whoever comes to us and ask us to restore that land, we say yes. We study the land. We choose the spots that is going to be the best spots for our technology, and we just service those lands. So, for example, we have a project 30,000 hectares burned down in Osis, and we identify 1,800 hectares in there because of the technology that's going to work there. So, not wasting seeds at all.
Great job, Amir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks to you.
All right, we're down to our last pitch. Can you believe it? I just need the clue. Oh, yeah, we can do that too. Perfect. And we've got our last co-host to bring up. So I'd like to welcome to the stage Roxanne from MNP to join us. Give her a round of applause, everybody. Let's keep this energy going. We got one more. And this one's a real rocket ship. But Roxanne, this is your first ever Startup TNT event, right? Yes. And what do you think? What do you think about what we're trying to do here?
It's been awesome so far, really supportive, super welcoming, and I've really enjoyed listening to the pitches so far, but saving the best for last, right? So, and I appreciate you putting me at the end.
Yeah.
Kind of let me see the lay of the land, get comfortable. So
yeah. Well, you work at MNP. They've been a big supporter of us. They do so many things. Tell us a little bit more about how they're supporting the ag sector, the agri-food industry as a whole.
You bet. So, yeah, we've got a agriculture niche. We have a food and beverage processing niche. There we go. And so, we're entrepreneurial. We've got entrepreneurial roots. So we support entrepreneurs. We're along for the ride. We're here to support you. We think this is an awesome organization, and we're really excited to be a part of it and be there to support people in the industry.
And people might not know, like MNP, like what is it that you're doing
Fair
exactly?
point. Yeah. You see the big MNP. What do we actually do? So, beyond your accounting and tax compliance work, we're a professional services firm. So we do all sorts of business and strategic consulting. We've got HR consulting. We do digital consulting. Basically, we say anything that we need to help our clients with within their business. We've probably got somebody that can help you with that. So
Absolutely. MMP is full of all kinds of great connections. They can open up a lot of doors. So yeah, if you're interested in opening up some doors in and around Regina and the ag food space, you're the person to talk to, right?
Betcha.
All right. So yeah, introduce our last but certainly not least finalist here. Who is up next?
Well, I had a fun time with this one, making sure I got his last name right. So we were chatting earlier. We're both Ukrainian. So when I saw his last name, I was like, I know I can do this.
Yeah.
So we've got Chris now I can't. Okranitz. There we go. Chris Okranitz.
Put you on the spot.
Yeah. So he's here with Next Planet Technology. And I was doing a little bit of research before. And when I was looking into it, I was like, wow, space, growing plants in space. And I knew immediately he was probably way smarter than me. So I'm super excited to hear more about them. So welcome.
Yeah, we're going to see the real Matt Damon. All right, Chris, take it away.
All right, don't worry. It's all the other people I work with that are way smarter than you. You're just fine. We're on the same level. Hi, I'm Chris, CTO of Next Planet Technologies. Okay. See what I said? Not the smartest person I work with. Imagine leaving on a 3-year mission to Mars with only 2 years of food and an unreliable air and water supply. This is not science fiction. The first manned mission to Mars leaves in 2033, and human beings will have a sustained presence on the lunar surface prior to that date. Yet today's prepackaged food has only a 2-year shelf life, and air and water filtration systems rely on a constant supply of spare parts. Now, to put this into a little bit of context, to get to the International Space Station, you have to travel 400 kilometers. It's roughly equivalent from Regina to Medicine Hat. To get to the surface of the moon, you need to travel around the globe 10 times. To get to Mars, you need to go to the moon and back 300 times. At these distances, astronauts cannot rely on a steady stream of resupply ships. Our solution, CanGrow, grows fresh food, filters water, and generates oxygen. Our first prototype won the Canadian Space Agency and NASA's Deep Space Food Challenge in 2024, and our first prototype remains at CSA headquarters under an ongoing contract. Our novel bioreactors mean that CanGrow is the first system capable of growing fungi-based protein in space. By combining this with plant chambers, the system is able to efficiently produce all of a crew's daily nutritional and caloric requirements. In a machine the size of a commercial refrigerator, we can produce over 700 kilograms of fresh food annually. This completely removes the need for prepackaged food. And by using plant transpiration to filter water and generate oxygen, spare filters become tiny seeds. As a result, CanGrow is capable of reducing launch and resupply costs by over 90% in comparison to traditional technology. The space industry as a whole is expected to generate $2 trillion in annual revenue by 2040, with 40 billion of this coming specifically from activity in space exploration. Our first customers will be the 7 nation states and 5 private companies that have announced a total of 15 long-duration crewed missions in the next 5 years. The frequency and duration of these missions is expected to continue to increase, driven by reduced cost to launch, as well as opportunities in resource extraction and space-based manufacturing, not to mention a space race to Mars between the United States and China. However, without better life support technology, these missions will not launch. In 2024, we received $500,000 in competition winnings and founded Next Planet. We became revenue generating later that year, signing 2 contracts with the CSA, and we're now in late stage negotiation for additional contracts worth up to $850,000. These will fund our next 3 years of research and development. We'll sell our first commercial system in 2029, and in 2030, we'll be specified for a Mars mission. At this stage, we expect each contract to be worth $9 million. We firmly believe that our best path to helping humanity lies through putting space first. The economics of space will subsidize the expensive R&D required for future on-Earth applications in areas such as low-cost water filtration and on-site production of positive biological predators for growers. Next Planet was founded by farmers, scientists, doctors, and engineers. Together, we have a strong collective track record of growing innovative business and delivering real-world solutions. We're raising money to continue developing our technology as well as protect our core IP before continuing on to publish, promote, and monetize it. With the money we used, we'll ensure that we have superior flight-tested food production, water filtration, and oxygen generation technology, all before the first spacecraft destined for Mars is even built. Come and join us on our mission to do something that's truly out of this world. Thank you.
And up next for Q&A, we have Sherry Bahil from Test Club.
Thank you, Chris. That sounds really exciting. So my first question is, have you ever actually eaten anything grown in a can grow?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not one to pass up food, not the way I was raised. So yeah, we had a lot of tomatoes, strawberries, lettuce, everything like that. But the mycelium, the fungi-based protein, is really the star of the show. It's an incredibly versatile ingredient. We've had it in everything from sausages to ice cream. I do have some samples here if anyone wants to come find me after the pitches are done. And we also had the opportunity to host Canadian astronaut Jenny Gibbons for lunch and feed her some. So we can say with a straight face that we have preliminary verbal astronaut approval for use in future missions.
That's awesome. Okay, more serious question. Who are your competitors in this space?
Food production in space is a remarkably greenfield industry. I think good evidence of that is the fact that we were in the Deep Space Food Challenge, which was an open competition, public, private, anybody, and we're here. If there was an established company with an established solution, we wouldn't be here. There is a lot of research and development in plant production in space specifically, but that's why we're focusing on the alternative protein and biological life support. We want to be able to leverage that existing research and not compete against it.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, let's give it up one more time for Next Planet and for all five. Give it up again for all five of our pitches. We are through all of them.
Incredible. That one working?
Yeah.
Very impressive. Yeah.
That was very impressive. I thought going into the pitches, this was going to be a hard decision, and they just made it even harder with
Yeah,
that great job.
really
they did.
looking forward to being a fly on the wall in the investor deliberations here and see how anyone can draw a line between those five. Very different companies, a lot of different opportunities.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's some side deals.
Yeah.
And remember, someone is going to get a big check tonight regardless.
Absolutely, six-figure check coming for at least one company, but you're going to have to wait about an hour for us to figure this out because we do need some time to deliberate. So bear with us. We got some food and drink.
Yeah, stick around. There's some food there. There's an open bar. There's some really interesting people in this room. Find someone you haven't met before and go talk to them.
Talk to the finalists. They all want to meet you. They want to connect with you. They got lots to share. If you are an investor with us currently, we are actually going to be heading over to the Sheraton, which is technically across the street, but we have to walk around the construction. So if you're watching online and you're an investor, you jump onto the Zoom. We're not going to be on there right away. We're going to need about 5 minutes to head over. But yeah, we'll be heading over right now to the deliberation room.
And the online people should be back in an hour if they want to take the phone.
Go watch an NHL playoff game or something, and join us in about an hour. We'll see you soon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I forgot about that. There's just little things. We changed up some of the operations team recently. There were things that the old team just did automatically. All right, everybody, grab your seats. We're going to announce our winners, and we have side deals. You heard it here first. Side deals are coming. Multiple investments. All right, and we're back. Wow. Like, I know that took a while. I appreciate everyone here in the room's patience, and if you were watching and listening online, as you know, going into that, we said, this is an incredible core of the companies. Lou, that was your first time being in a TNT investor deliberation room. What did you think of that experience?
Yeah, that was intense. I mean, there are some really great companies, a really tough decision, and it's amazing how much work has gone into leading up to this point. Maybe if you just tuning in, you think this is just a pitch competition, but the amount of pre-work and diligence that behind the scenes and deal structure, very, very good conversation back.
Absolutely. Hundreds of hours of due diligence was done by our investors. The founders put in hundreds of hours themselves. It's an incredible work. Well, let's real quick. Let's do a recap. As you know, TNT's been doing this for a long time, but really what we're on a mission here to do is to get more of this happening across the country. More angel investors investing back in their local communities or in the sectors they know best. In the case of Agri-Food, so we're really proud to be a part of this, and we're going to keep building out Agri-Food across the country. Right, this is our plans here. We did some great stuff in 2023 and 2024, and we have some ambitious goals for the rest of the year.
Yeah, it's amazing just watching those numbers ticking up. Fantastic, great work to Jesse and the team, and FCC is super proud to be facilitating this, making sure it's happening. It's good to see capital coming around this. So the fall summit is going to be in Eastern Canada for the first time ever. So
the first time ever. If you've got folks out in Eastern Canada that you think should be participating in this program, put them in touch with me. I'm going to be spending the next few months getting ready for that. It might be Toronto. It might even be Halifax, Newfoundland. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see where we end up with the finale, but we'd love to do it out there. And of course, companies from across all of Canada will be eligible this fall. So that's going to be a first time ever.
Fantastic. We're gradually working our way east, I guess.
Yes. Okay, so just a couple of thank yous here. We got to do, of course, FCC. Big round of applause for our best friends forever, National Bars Canada, McCurcher, MLP, Ag in Motion here tonight. All these close friends, just highlight a few local people as well. We manage our event planning, who's also my fiance. Shout out to Casey Mintzler. Behind the scenes, Inland AV, doing all the AV tonight. We got Bar Burrito as well, who gave us our lunch.
Yeah, we've got a great venue here tonight. This beautiful spot here at the Estelle Center.
Estelle Event Center here in Regina.
Mobile mixers.
Our bartenders tonight, thank you so much.
Guys, mixing it up first.
Yeah. Well, they have few drinks while we were
keeping entertainment. We were deliberating. Absolutely. Until you're doing a good job. Thanks, guys. That's awesome. And of course, photography going on, Perry Johnson.
Thank you, Perry Johnson.
Thank you. And of course, let's thank all the investors. This is really impressive to see investors digging in, looking at these deals, and really coming together, doing some.
Yeah, big round of applause for all the investors putting their money and their time where their mouth is.
Time and resources.
Investing in these companies, and actually, they're getting. Ooh, click ahead. No. There we go. They're getting involved in more ways than one. The winners here tonight not only get the pre-committed $5,000 checks, they also get a $40K check that's included in that six-figure number that I was talking about. And the investors from the fund actively participate in the due diligence, and then afterwards, there's a signed group of venture partners that'll work with that company to help them get to their goals going forward. And there's an opportunity for follow-on from that fund into future rounds of investment. Yeah, just
what's going on?
Housekeeping before we forget. What's next?
After party. If anyone's excited to keep heading out, details here on the slide. Looks like Vic's Tavern here. If people are dialing in from other cities, looks like Edmonton and Calgary has things going on.
And we've got actually dozens of donations to the tab tonight across all the different markets. I literally was going through it. I couldn't keep track of it. But if you'd like to donate to the tab, even $25, we do appreciate it. It helps cover some of our costs. It's not a simple thing for a nonprofit to put this on. So yeah, please donate if you're able. And finally, I just want to give one more round of applause to all 5 of our finalists: ApiSave, SomaDetect, Next Planet, Tree Track, Vegain.
there's a great comment in there in the room. What do we do here? We can save the bees, we save the milk, food and space.
Yeah.
Clean protein. Bigger biceps. Really a lot of great work being done there.
Yeah, no, they're all having some great impact. And what I will say, we're talking a lot about the future of this country right now, and where we're headed. And I have to say, the entrepreneurs like those that pitched here tonight, they are what is going to make this country more prosperous. We depend on them. We hope that they continue to pursue their dreams, regardless of the outcome tonight. They're going to take on an insane amount of stress. Often as an investor, I mean, you experience that, we're therapists, right? We're going to help them get through some of that. But we're so thankful for them for helping diversify our economy and help build our future. So yeah, give it up for them one more time. So we're done. We're done the housekeeping. We're going to announce. So yeah, this drum roll, please. 3. So come on up, Russ. Come on up. We got the bottle. The man with the bee shirt. We're saving the bees. But I did mention already we have Side Deals Brewing. So wait 1 minute while we let Russ share a few words.
Wasn't thinking about that.
You did.
Never on the spot. Thank you very much. This is a great honor for us. It's been, as you said, a lot of work has gone into the preparation for this. I know that how much work we put in, I'm sure it's the same with everybody else. We all wanted to participate in this process, and it's been a delight. It really has. It's different, it's fun, and we had a good time, and winning is really good. So thank you so much. Appreciate you doing that to investors. Thank you for your belief in us. We're not going to let you down. We're going to deliver on this and hopefully even exceed your expectations. So thank you all very much, and we look forward to where this takes us from here.
Awesome.
One second. All right. Yes. So while Russ slowly works his way through the foil on that one there, we're going to bring up a couple more deals that we know of. I will just quickly mention before we say that the other two companies, we are working on side deals in U2. We have interest, just not enough yet that I felt comfortable announcing you on stage. Whereas the other two, we're already there in terms of.
I'm just going to share on these side deals. This was a very cool part of the deliberations.
Yeah.
There's a spreadsheet up on the screen, and people are putting in dollars that they're backing on side deals as it's happening live in the screen. Seeing the numbers ticking up for, in addition to the winner, Russ, but the other deals as well. There's a lot of excitement. So
hold off on popping it until we get everybody up here. On there. That'll be expensive. Yeah. Anyway, so 3, 2, 1. We will announce our side deals round drum roll, please. Once more. All right. Our side deals are next. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right, want to share? You want to share? Sorry, better best. You want to share something? Go right ahead.
We're it's just super grateful to be here. Thank you guys so much for all the work that you put in, and yeah, we're pumped to work with you guys and just build something cool and do cool things with cool people.
Yeah, and I'll echo that. Huge thanks to everybody at TNT. It's been a fantastic process. And we're going to say thank you tonight. And our goal is to make sure 5 years down the road, you're saying thank you to us for letting you invest.
Pop that champagne.
Never done it.
Yep. What a rookie.
That's it for tonight, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. On behalf of Louis and I, we want to appreciate you all for coming out, both in person and virtually online. This has been the Agri-Food Summit for Spring 2025, powered by FCC. Signing off. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Great job, Jesse.
Thank you,
everyone.
And we can kill the live stream
You get one?
or do the outro for the live stream, outro music and stuff. Yeah. Yes. Cue the tunes.